I'm outside the Acrisure Bounce House where UCF's football team plays their annual Space U game. And this year, they're taking their uniforms straight into hyperspace. Following the death of offensive line coach Sean Clark on Sunday at age 50, we heard from head coach Scott Frost and his coordinators for the first time as they reflect on their colleague and friend's death. His job is simple: hype up Night Nation and spread some cheer. So if you see Nuggets strutting around campus, don't be shy and come say hi. He loves his fans. Rooted in hyperspace research, this space game design is one way UCF is showcasing the groundbreaking work happening right on campus. Where the Knights and West Virginia game ended in a scoreless draw, UCF's head coach, Tiffany Roberts-Hadak, says that even though the team didn't score, they still played great. New scenery, same matchup. I'm John Perez with 9450 Media here at the Kia Center, where the Osceola Magic are set to face off against the Cleveland Charge for the second matchup of this back-to-back. Last night, the Cleveland Charge upset the Osceola Magic 129-107. The Magic struggled to score in the third quarter, ultimately leading to their defeat. Now for new additions to the roster. The Orlando Magic have assigned Noah Penduck and Jace Richardson to Osceola. Hopefully these new additions will secure the win for the Magic tonight. Stay tuned for game recap and highlights. With 9450 Media, I'm John Perez. Osceola wins. At the end of regulation, the Osceola Magic defeated the Delaware Bluecoats 113-106. At the end of the first half, it was only a 6-point difference, but the start of the third really changed stuff for Osceola, speeding up their game, scoring a lot on transition, and even holding an 11-point lead. But the start of the fourth helped Delaware get back into the game, slowing the pace, and keeping a lot of attention on those passing lanes, not allowing Osceola to get many transition buckets. But with 2 minutes left and the score tied 104-104, the Magic locked in and secured the dub, attacking the rim relentlessly and not letting out on defense. The Magic are back in action tomorrow, where they will be right back here in the Silver Spurs Arena at 7 p.m. to face off again against the Delaware Bluecoats. With 9450 Media, I'm John Perez.
Florida lawmaker Kevin Steele filed a bill requiring all state colleges and universities to rename a road on campus to honor the late conservative Charlie Kirk. Charge on Air reporter Dan Perez has the story.
On October 7, Republican Senator Kevin Steele filed a bill requiring every state college and university in Florida to rename one campus road in honor of the late conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The next day, Steele took to X to explain his reasoning for the bill. He said, quote, "My goal with this bill is to continue his legacy through generations of students that will attend our schools and will be faced with many differing ideas." UCF economics major Keenan Matheson disagrees with the bill.
I feel like it's unnecessary. I think Charlie Kirk did a lot of great things. I believe he was misunderstood by some people, and sometimes he was misspoken. But there's no reason to force that upon all the colleges to have something renamed after him. Like, I think it's good to honor him, but it shouldn't be enforced to a certain point.
HB 113 would require this street behind me, Gemini Boulevard South, which runs through UCF's main campus, to be renamed to Charlie James Kirk Boulevard. If passed, this bill would allow the state to withhold fundings from colleges and universities that refuse to make the name change. UCF Associate Professor of History Robert Casanello says what it means to him to threaten schools by withholding funds.
What it says to me to threaten universities with funding or to threaten universities to do things that lawmakers want them to do, it really says to me that lawmakers do not have the confidence of their convictions.
In Orlando, with the Charge on Air, I'm John Perez.
House Bill 113 won't be voted on until the 2026 regular legislative session, which is scheduled to begin in January 13.
UCF's new Space U uniforms are inspired by hypersonic research. Charge on Air reporter Jean Perez tells us more.
I'm outside the Acrisure Bounce House where UCF's football team plays their annual Space U game. And this year, they're taking their uniforms straight into hyperspace. Titled Mission 9 Hyperspace, the uniforms draw inspiration from UCF's hypersonic research. The helmet features a mock diamond-inspired stripe running down the center, showing off the directional phenomena and giving the illusion that players are moving at incredibly high speeds. The uniform's number is styled to mimic motion blur when traveling at hypersonic speeds. At the center of the jersey, there's a Hades patch, which resembles a hypersonic wind tunnel's wireframe diagram. Graduate research assistant Nate Dreyer explains how the Hades facility helps test hypersonic vehicles at a real-world scale.
Hades, what it'll allow us to do is to create these super high temperature, high speed flows that we need to test a hypersonic vehicle, but at a large scale. We can actually put much larger objects into it and simulate them at the scale that they would actually be in a vehicle.
On the pants, a Mission 9 patch with 8 Polaris stars honoring past space game missions. And on the back of the helmet, the motto Citius est Futurum, Latin for "the future is faster," ties the uniform's design together. Hypersonic Facilities Director Justin Sprunger says the motto reflects UCF's innovation and identity.
The future is faster is a fact. You either get dragged by it or you push it faster. And I think that is the tone of UCF. That's the whole point of this game, is to bring attention that, like, this is who we are, this is what we do, and we're big because we're good at it.
Rooted in hyperspace research, this space game design is one way UCF is showcasing the groundbreaking work happening right on campus. In Orlando, with the Charge on Air News, I'm John Perez. Governor Ron DeSantis has appointed Walt Disney World Resort President Jeff Vowell to the University of Central Florida's Board of Trustees. The Charge on Air's Laura Pineda reports on what this appointment could mean for the university and its partnership with Disney. 6 honorees will be celebrated tonight at the Celeste Hotel and will be recognized during UCF's football game against West Virginia. These knights were named to the Hall of Fame class of 2025, including standouts from football, track and field, volleyball, and men's basketball. Headlining the class is former running back Alex Haynes, who left UCF as the all-time leader in rushing yards. The calls came out on Tuesday as competitors meowed their way through a one-of-a-kind feline face-off. Charge on Air reporter Casey Stone tells us about UCF Kitty's viral meowing contest. A team of researchers at UCF are fighting breast and prostate cancer with a promising peptide called Z-Top. Charge on Air reporter Victoria Pera tells us more about their studies.